welcome to 4,000 Accounting. I'm Watty. Today I am joined by former co-host Mr. Alastair Band. Bandy, welcome back to 4,000 Accounting, my friend.
Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.
Well, the reason I wanted to ask you on, we were having a personal conversation the other day, and we were talking about you getting a stick in the mush, but we were talking about like what's been happening over in France, start of the season there, and you were kind of running me through like how the leagues were working, and I found it very interesting. Also, I wanted to touch on one of our podcast guests who's absolutely ripping the Magnus, a new one. You shared about our boy Sammy the other day. He's on a heater, and yeah, just generally catch up. So, 2 games for you boys so far this season. How've they gone?
3 games. I didn't play one.
Three now.
We've won one and lost two. So yeah, mixed bag.
Mixed bag to start it off. The interesting thing I found when we were talking the other day is we were trying to compare levels of leagues, and I was like, obviously you're in Chambéry there. Am I right in thinking that's the French third tier?
Four. It's like the French.
So you got Magnus and then one, two, three, or
Yeah.
is it three? Yeah. So in comparison to say what ENL one, ENL two over here, where does the this is obviously such a different scale because there's so many teams in France, but where does uh where does the League Chambéry play in? Like where does that sit in compared to NHL one and NHL two?
I think if you took the top 3 or 4 from NIHL two and then up to sort of mid-table NIHL one, I think it
Yeah,
just kind of straddle the two leagues that way.
yeah,
Um, but it really depends. Like the top teams, like Malouse last season, they probably would have beaten most. In fact, they probably would have taken some National League teams run for their money because they've got money behind them. Like they were in Magnus League, they got kicked out for financial mismanagement, which is kind of ironic because it's called the Cineglass League Magnus, and the owners of Malouse are majority shareholders in Cineglass.
oh, that's got
So
to sting a bit.
their business sponsors the league that their team got kicked out for because they weren't reporting their finances properly. It's all a bit big stuff.
Probably because they were paying the Magnus League so much fucking money to be a sponsor, and it's like, oh, we won't report that bit. Who cares about that?
Yeah,
Imagine that though, getting kicked out of the league after you sponsor the league. That's got to be moving. I want,
yeah,
did I
pretty
wonder how
savage.
I wonder how
But
long that sponsorship was signed up for, and if it was kind of in the middle of, let's say, like a 3 or 5 year deal, and then when it comes to renewal, and that's going to be an interesting conversation. And be like, you want to sponsor the
yeah,
league? Oh, you remember when you kicked the fucking team out of the league? Oh yeah, that's right. No, you don't want to sponsor the league.
well, rules are rules. But there's promotion and relegation between all of the leagues unless a team opts out of it. Like particularly for Magnus. So last season, Gap should have been relegated, but no Division One team had the right finances. So it's a mixture of are you ready financially, and like can you sustain a League Magnus team,
Yeah,
and earning it as well. So last year, I think it was the Epinal Wildcats won the Division One playoffs, but they just don't have a big enough barn, enough support, enough sponsors to make it in Magnus League. When you've got teams like Grenoble who they
stacked.
sell out 5,000 to 6,000 every game, and they're absolutely stacked. Like they've knocked off a bunch of Swiss National League teams. In the CHL, they knocked off
Yeah,
Geneva, and then they knocked off Lausanne as well. So like,
yeah,
they're pretty legit this season.
yeah. Very good.
So it's but yeah, it's a mixed bag, and then obviously it's the same with the NIHL too, right? It's a mixed bag. You Lee Valley Lions, and then you got your Guildford Phoenix, your Hanger Huskies, your
Peterborough Phantoms
Picton
too. Like,
Mustangs, Peterborough Phantoms too. Like it's a league of two halves. Obviously,
yeah,
like sometimes you go into a game a bit too cocky and you get beaten by Lee Valley, but like those teams shouldn't be losing to Lee Valley. Um,
no,
and we kind of have the same thing with D3 in France. You've got the haves and the have-nots. Chambéry, we kind of sit somewhere in the middle. Like there's a good local talent pool, but we don't have the money to bring in top level imports. Like
You're kind of like in that league's like kind of Invicta Mustangs, Chelmsford Warriors. You're not at the very top, but you're not at the very bottom. You're kind of kicking around in that middle chasing pack every year.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, which is last season we stepped up a lot from the season before. Season before that we didn't even make playoffs. But the
Right.
whole league, the whole league structure is fucking wild. Like,
Oh yeah, go on. I'm gonna try and get. I think I got it the first time, but it took a lot of fucking mental gymnastics. So,
yeah. So
Rayman at the ready, folks, to try and figure out how this league works. First of all, just tell the people how many teams are in Div 3 in France.
I think there's 32.
It's a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams, but we only play 16 games. Some teams we play once, but most teams we don't play at all during the regular season. Some teams will play once, some teams twice, and sometimes we'll play 3 times against the team. Never 4. But but all of the teams, like it's not like a division, like a regional division. All the teams and league standings are grouped together
Kind of a
into
bit like the
one.
Champions League this year.
I have no idea.
That's how the Champions League works. It's not a group anymore. It's just like you got a long list of teams. Everybody kind of plays 7 games, and it all just goes into this mad standings.
Yeah, so like there might be teams that lose out on playoffs because they play tough teams, but they would like absolutely kick the shit out of some teams that
Like
qualify
some
for
teams a
playoffs.
little bit lower down. Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. I've never seen a league structured like it. It's
Yeah,
quite good
because you
though.
could be like, say, like
We've
the
got a good little
eighth. So,
series going against Colmar
go
though.
on, sorry.
So we play
Okay, nice.
them. We played them last weekend. We've got this weekend off. Then we play them again next weekend. Then we play them again the following weekend. So we've got like
Oh,
a
nice.
3-game series, which is and it
And you
was
won the first one, right?
sorry.
You won the first one 7-0. Is that right?
No, that was SGMP. No,
That's against different people.
we lost 8-5, I think.
Okay, so it's close. And then a lot of goals. Was fucking goalies taking night off or what?
No comment.
Well, it doesn't. You don't have to comment, mate. It was 8-5. That would lead you to believe that the goalie's taking night off. Going back to like working out how that league structure works. Could be fucked. Obviously, it would have been 32 teams, right? Say you're like that kind of 6th, 7th, 8th kind of team in and amongst it. But actually, you have to play the team that have just come down from the second league and have still bankrolling it a little bit, but you end up playing them 3 times as opposed to once. You've just left loads of points on the table because you're not winning any of them games most likely. Whereas if you played like the 5th team or the 6th team or the 9th or the 10th or even like the 18th team, whatever it is, you'd have much more chance of getting points on the board. So
Yeah.
they actually come the end of the season and it's so hard to get a true reflection of apart from like the really good teams. So the really good teams in that league are quite clearly just going to beat the rest of the teams anyway, right? And what did you say that team? They didn't lose a game. Like, oh, they lost to you. That was the only time they lost.
Yeah, Malouse, they won 15 of 16 games. Their only loss was us at home, like our home, so they're away. They dummy us
That's a little.
4-0 in Malouse. I had a 6 scrap though.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah,
What do they call over there if you're having a toe to toe
5 minutes.
winner?
Yeah.
We like that. Yeah,
Yeah, they changed the
and
rule, I think 3 or 4 years ago. They changed the rule on it, and like the actual wording of it, sort of translated, is this is not to encourage you to fight, but to allow policing within the game itself. And actually, they brought in a new rule this season, which was announced
oh
in our
gosh,
first game, which is diving.
yeah,
So diving's always been a rule, just but how they treat diving is a whole new way. So if you get a diving penalty, you get from the league, you get €100 fine, and you can't play until you've paid your fine. And most teams aren't going to pay that fine for you, so that's coming out of your pocket.
yeah.
After I think 3 or 4 infractions, it's a €400 fine, and then you get
Oh,
suspended 1 game for the next one, 2 games for the next one, 3 games for the next one, plus the €400 fine every time. And they review the videotapes as well of all the games. So if on the video review they think that like you embellished it or you dove, you're getting €100 fine in the post.
Love it. Let's go.
I know. I love it because like
Like,
that's we spoke before. That's been one of my biggest gripes about
yeah,
playing over here is that the guys will lie down on the ice, try and draw a 5 minute penalty, and then they're up hopping around on their feet out the next shift.
yeah, bullshit. Mark LeFay said when we shared the post that you sent me, Mark LeFay had obviously been on the podcast, and he commented and he was like, "Fuck yeah, it was so bad when I coached out there," and that's in the Magnus. So if that's in the Magnus, you know what the trickle down economics of that is. Like, by the time you get to the second league, it's probably a little bit worse, and then by the time you get to the third league, it's probably a little bit worse. And like his feigning injury has got to be one of the most gutless things you can do out there.
Yeah,
And I'm not saying don't. I'm, I'm not saying some people like. I know we have a call now. Like it's almost an even up call. You see a guy trip, and he was falling anyway, but you get the theatrics, and then the ref's like, "Well, I'm just going to give you one because you've been a prick." You get like 2 minutes for embellishment. He was falling over anyway. If that's not like a blatant dive, he's fallen over, but he's acted. I'd still be happy if they got it for that. I'd still be happy if they got the €100 fine for that. Keep it
yeah,
coming. But I think if you legitimately dive,
yeah,
yeah, like it should be open season.
yeah.
It
I
won't
think
happen
it's
for long. You get €400 fine come through your door, and you have to sit in the stands. Not only that, like imagine to your teammates. Oh, yeah, I got banned. I'm missing the game this weekend. Oh, come on, can't play Saturday. Why? Oh yeah, like I've already dived 4 times this season. You sound like a fucking little bitch. No one's gonna want you on their team.
yeah, exactly. But so I think that's great. I also like we were chatting about this in the group chat for the charity game captains. The other great thing, and this is like, this is coming from me that was on the receiving end of a stick to the face that drew blood, and shout out to Sisu Mouthguards for keeping my jibs in. But that player got 2+2 for high sticks. No 5+ game, no penalty points accumulation. Just it was an accidental high stick. I'm closing him down. He needs to get the puck out the zone because he's going to get run otherwise. So he just fires the puck out, and his stick came up and hit me in the mouth. It's like
Happens.
it's one of those shit happens plays. But
Yeah.
he stayed in the game. I stayed in the game, didn't miss a shift, and then went and got glued up after. Like no one's overly penalised for that. I think the whole in the UK accidental high stick drawing blood. We can get onto it like non-accidental, intentional high sticks in a bit. But an
There's been a couple.
accidental
There's
high
been a
stick,
couple of them.
an accidental high stick coming up and drawing blood. Like it's our choice to not protect our faces. We know the risks involved in that. It's bullshit. Because sometimes you'll have a guy who's not wearing a mouth guard, gets a little clip, their tooth splits their lip, or they give it a little bite down to try and get someone
I've done it
choked up again.
so many times.
Yeah,
Sitting on the bench going. Do you know how hard it is to bite a hole in your lip? By the way, folks, because your brain's going, "What are you doing?" And you're going, not getting hard enough because your brain's still going. Right, mate, you need to stop doing this to your own lip, but also on a 5 minute power play. So.
yeah. But it's only an extra minute.
Yeah, I know. The thing that always got me about I think the rule has changed now, but I think the thing that always got me about that rule, yeah, you could accidentally high stick me and break my cheekbone, but I don't bleed, so it's 2 minutes. But you could like nick past me and cut my cheek, and I get some Vaseline on it and fucking come back out, and it's a 5 minute. I was like, so I could have a broken face, but not bleeding.
Yeah,
That's 2 minutes, and I could have a shaving cut on my chin that you open up, and that's a 5 minute. Like, where's the
plus
fucking
game,
logic?
plus the
Yeah.
players
Plus,
plus penalty points. Like
yeah,
it's
and everything else. Yeah,
yeah,
it all adds up. Um, yeah, let's talk about the non-accidental ones. So we had Jay Lucas Whitley against Solway first, the big two
yeah.
hands to the arm, and then the cross check to the base of the skull, top of the
Well,
neck
I've
there.
also been on the receiving end of an intentional stick to the face. roll back the years to
Great
my Florida
story.
Dynamos days, and it was it Jack Robinson, you said,
Yeah,
um,
that's it.
made it into like the Daily Mirror or something. But basically, there was a scrum in front of the net. I went to go and join in from the blue line because that's what my job was. And he came
That's
around
what
to
you're
me
there
on
for.
the side. I pushed him and he said, "Push me again, I'll slash you in the face." I was like, "No, you won't." Pushed him again. Next thing I know, boom, stick across the
Slash in
goal.
the face.
Slash me in the face. But I mean, fair play to him. He's a man of his word. Like,
Yeah, like,
but
yeah.
yeah, like hit me on one side, my jaw popped out on the other side. I'd it was, go to hospital in Milton Keynes or pop it back in. So I just punched myself in the face until I popped it back in, and then I had a fight the next day in Streatham, which
Probably
Jack
not. Probably not your
Tajiki,
smartest move. Oh,
no,
Jack. Yeah.
Jack Tajiki just looked at me. He's like, "Bandy, what the fuck are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." And it's against
Yeah,
Kaz Britton as well, who's only about 6'9".
like, yeah, I probably shouldn't have done that today of all days. But like, when you sent that in, I already, I'm just obviously because we've done a podcast together for years, we've told this story before. And anytime it gets brought up, I instantly start laughing because I instantly start picturing him go, "I'll slash you in the face." You go, "No, you won't." You go, "Yeah, well." It's on the ice all the time. Like, yeah, I'll stick you in the face. I'll spit you in the nuts. And no one ever does anything. It was just the fact that it was like, I'm gonna slash you in the face if you do that again. You push him, so he slashes you in the face. You're like, fair fucks, man of his
Yeah.
words. But yeah, he got 5 years for that, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, 5 years.
Never to be seen again.
Nope.
And there's Jay Lucas one first of all in the Whitley versus Solway game. Cross, as I said, slash to the arm, cross check to the head. What do you make of that?
Uh, I mean, pretty gutless. The slash to the arm, like if you want to get someone's attention, you're pissed off with them, slash them in the leg. You got fucking shin pads on, shorts on, they're all padded. He's going for that gap between the shoulder pads and the elbow pad. He knows exactly what he's doing with that.
Oh yeah, you're feeling that one on the back of the tricep there for a few days.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, someone's trying to phone me and it's coming through my computer speakers. I don't know why. Go away. Yeah, right, there we go. Yeah, he knows exactly what he's doing with that one. And then the cross check to the back of the head, that was up high. And I think almost premeditated in that he wanted to slash him to turn around and cross check him in the face.
Oh, interesting. I haven't thought of that. Yeah, because like that, he turns around, he's just like, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
Well, that's probably lucky for him that he didn't turn around. No, really.
Yeah. Because that was up high. That was straight for the head. And I think that cross check was coming whether he turned around or not.
That's interesting. I genuinely haven't thought of it from that angle because I was thinking more of the angle of he, for whatever reason, he goes like this, and the kind of cross check it gets him, but it could have been so much worse. And
Yeah.
I spoke to Jamie Thompson yesterday. He was on the bench for the Sharks, second team there, and they said like on the day, I don't think anyone really seen it. And I spoke to Whitley's owner, and he said on the day Tony didn't really think it was that bad, but then he saw the video, and he was like, "But yeah," and like Jamie the same thing. He's like, "We're watching the puck's down in the corner, so if you're on a bench here." You're looking over there, and this happens here. So that was the argument that Jamie made in the comment section on here. People were like, "Yeah, but nobody did anything." If you watch it again, all the players are facing the puck. They're all facing this way.
Yeah.
This happens there, and unless you've got eyes on the back of your head, then you ain't seeing that happening. What the
Yeah.
thing that
What you
I
can't be doing, what you can't be doing is seeing a player down and just glass
jumping someone,
flying, just dummying someone just because they tripped and fell over.
you end up with the wrong guy, or you end up with, like you said, he done anything. He's just just blew a tire, popped his knee. But I think me and a couple of people spoke about this since the incident happened. No matter with the unwilling combatant rule and any of the leaving the bench shit, players like myself, you, Wiggy, fucking my brother, Sharpie, Greener, Slads, the Hammer, the list goes on. If we're sat on the bench and we see this happen to our teammate, we are leaving the bench. We don't care
Yeah.
that we're getting 5, 8, 10 games. It doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
Like, go up a league. Cornish, Anglestad, Rushton, Schulte, Voffer. Like, you pick anybody. If you do that to their teammate, then you're going to be losing some teeth.
Yeah.
Like, so I'm just playing devil's advocate there because I understand both fans going crazy, like, why did nobody do anything? But then I understand, like, Richie Bentham jumps in the comments. He's like, I'm stood 2 foot away from it. I didn't even know it happened because, again, he's facing the puck. He's been
As
that
Richie
support
Bentham,
guy.
you like,
He would chuck him.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. In fact, he's one of the guys that had he saw that on that night, I'm sure he would have.
Yeah.
So let's fast. Well, okay. So the ban wasn't technically announced as a full season, but the Whitney Warriors have come out and said that Jay Lucas will play no part in 25-26. From my understanding, that's the very least of it, and there is going to be meetings had if he is to return to play. Um, I
Yeah.
guess kind of like an open-ended suspension. There's going to be a return to kind of playing program that they're going to introduce. I don't know how they're going to do it, like a player safety sort of thing, where bit of training, bit of education. Uh, do you
Hopefully it's
think
not
that?
like hopefully it's not like one of those bullshit speed awareness courses that you do
Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah.
to get over a speeding ticket, and it actually hits home.
Well, so Victoria Silverwood said something. So the doc was saying, she said it's going to end up being, and it should be mandatory across the board before. Do you know, like, before you sign your registration form at the start of the year? Watch this video.
Yeah.
Here you go. Watch this training. It's an hour. You can't fast forward it. You can't fucking skip through it. You can't do any of that shit.
Yeah.
You watch it. You send evidence that you watched it. You sign your paper. Now you're registered. And I think if we can do something as simple as that, it's good. We're not saying you
Well,
have to
haven't you
get.
got fucking concussion baseline testing in most leagues?
Yeah, true.
So it's a big ask, right? It's not hard to. Well, I suppose the video thing is probably actually easier to implement. It'll take a little chip out of their 500,000 or £1 million sat in the bank to get it all set up. But it's not hard to
It's
do.
money well spent, though.
Exactly, money well spent. But then also baseline testing for concussions is money well spent, in my opinion.
Very well spent. Because obviously our heads are like fucking mashed potatoes, so we know the drill. That it probably would have been handy to be like really hot on the concussions because our generation is probably the last generation that are going to have the severity of concussions and the volume of concussions that we did because now obviously hits the head and we're eradicated a little bit more
Yeah,
that doesn't happen as often. There isn't as
yeah.
many
Like
massive open
they
ice
still
hits.
happen, but it's a rarity and it blows up. Whereas
Yeah,
like back in our day, if you're reaching for a puck, your head
someone's
is head,
going to
shoulder,
kick you.
neck.
Yeah,
Like someone's fucking coming for that, especially if you're
someone's
up in
lighting you up.
England.
Yep. I mean, I've done it. Like,
Yeah,
I've absolutely done it, and
same. You just flail yourself out, make it look like you're making or trying to make shoulder contact first, and then
Mhm.
that's it. It's like, oh well, you were reaching for the puck, you exposed yourself. It's like the onus was on the player to protect them, the recipient of the hit to protect themselves as opposed to the giver of the hit. And
Yeah,
now it's completely flipped around.
the onus is on the person hitting.
Yeah,
Well, the thing was, like, I don't know, we all played up when we were kids. Rule number one, keep your fucking head up.
yeah,
Rule number two, don't cut to the middle. Rule
yeah.
number three, revert back to rule number one, keep your fucking head up. Like, that was it, like, because some big mean dude from fucking Alberta, Saskatchewan, or somewhere around there is going to see you cutting across the blue line and going to think it's fucking Christmas morning, and he's going to try and put you into the rafters. And when the first time that happens to you, you'll know
Yeah.
about it, and it's
Well, you might
no
you
fun
might
for
get away
anybody.
with it the first time because they're probably thinking no one's dumb enough to fucking cut in at the blue line. But then the second time they're like, this kid doesn't know. And
Yeah,
they're spitting full pelt, back checking, and they know that you're going to
yeah.
cut in at that blue line, and they're it's a
Tom Wilson in your ass.
yeah.
Bit of Nicholas Cromwell action. Like I love watching those guys make hits, but like, guess going back to the question, do you think the suspension on that one is fair?
If it was so, yes, is that my short answer. I think the rest of the season's fair. I honestly think that Jack Robinson's suspension of 5 years was over the top.
I agree.
Um, I think the indefinite or lifetime ban of the guy that slashed Jack Lee in the head, I think that was too
Not
long.
like
Um, but I think rest of the season, for the two things combined, like the arm slash on its own, 10 games.
10 games
No,
for me, yeah.
less than that, 5 to 10. The
Yeah,
cross
in
check
that
to the back
window.
of the head, 10 to 15. So you combine the two together, that's your season done.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that.
The second incident was the Billingham Buccaneers taking on the Coventry Blaze NIHL 2 team, and the slash comes from Tom Wakefield, and he comes in here and he slashes the guy right, well, luckily in the face cage. But as I say, for those, because of the way the interviews are coming out this week, this one's going to drop after Jamie's interviews dropped, and it's going to drop after Victoria. So it's kind of all combined. Because I'm trying to bring Bandy into the conversations to let them know what people said. But Jamie said when he makes that slash, because the argument people were making in the comments, well, he had a cage on. Yeah, but the boy that fucking threw the slash didn't slash him thinking, oh, he's got a cage on. He just fucking went, oh. Whether he didn't he wasn't reacting because he had a cage on. Whether he had a cage or whether he had a visor on, the
Yeah.
slash comes from the slash is a slash. Like he's lucky that he had a cage on because that injury would have been catastrophic, and that 20 games we've been in probably looking at 40.
Yeah. Easily. Easily. And that's another gutless one as well. Like I think it's slightly different from the Jack Robinson incident in that they weren't face to face. Like there wasn't a premeditated aspect or element to it. I think it was very spur of the moment,
Reactionary.
reactionary. Like something was said and you just turn around and go, shut the fuck up or whatever's gone on. But you don't turn around with your stick up high, aimed at someone's head. Like you know what your hands are doing, you know where your stick is, and you know what's going to happen. If it was, I don't know, I've spun around and reactionarily, whatever,
That's enough.
slash someone, but it was in their shin pads. It was a spin
Yeah, give him
around.
a little chop.
What did you just say?
Yeah,
In the shin pads. Now we've
yeah,
all done it. You
yeah,
keep your stick
100%.
down.
You, the risk you have, and luckily none of these two scenarios saw it play out this way. But that cross checks an inch either way from paralyzing the guy,
Yeah,
and we are a face cage away from someone getting a broken jaw, cheekbone, and losing a bunch of jibs.
yeah,
So, and I hate to be this guy to talk about it, and I've talked about it on the last two podcasts. I'm going to talk about it on this one. God, you will not get insured anymore. So this is what I said, Bandy. Tell me if you agree with this. And I looked down the camera as I said it because I'm talking to players that are fucking listening to this and watching this. I know a bunch of guys from up and down the leagues. You do not want to be the guy that changes the fucking game forever.
yeah,
And you like had that paralyzed that kid at the weekend. Ice hockey as we know it in this country is fucking over. It's finished. It's done.
yeah,
Be in fucking hazmat suits with helmets on, and there'll be no hitting, and it'll be a joke. You ain't gonna beg it. If you can't insure the players, you can't play the sport. If it goes criminal and a precedent gets set, you can't wind back on that. And ultimately, if that kid had got paralyzed, the fucking wheels, the house of cards, it's all gone. The wheels fallen
Yeah,
truly off.
that's
Like,
why I never like pursued anything legal in my incident, because it was within a hockey game. Like I wasn't going to
yeah,
take it to the police, like right or wrong. Um, but also like you don't want to be like everyone out there that's wearing a visor right now. They're wearing it through choice. You don't have to wear that visor. Why do you wear the visor? Because it's so much better than wearing a face cage.
it's so much better. Yeah.
Right?
I can't explain how much better, folks. If you
Yeah.
don't know,
I'm
because
I'm
a lot
wearing
of
a face
people's
cage at the moment. I've got 2 to 3 weeks in a cage, and it's horrible.
also that face cage that you're wearing is not doing fuck all. I saw the pictures you put up the other day. It's like
Oh,
out here.
it wasn't
It's,
done
it's,
up. It wasn't done up.
I
It
was
was
gonna
done up.
say I was gonna say it's about 8 foot off your chin. I was like, at this
No,
point, you
no,
might as well just go back
I'm
to the
wearing it
visor.
to protect my mouth.
Yeah,
It wasn't done up in most of those pictures. Um, but you don't want to be the guy that forces everyone to have to wear a face cage.
no, you do not. You definitely do not. Let me
Because I think
tell
it was
you.
back in the 2007, 2008 season, whenever it was that I played for Lee Valley, they banned fighting. You
That's
got a
right. Yeah.
suspension. You got a match penalty for fighting. They got rid of that rule because injuries went up. And they spoke and
Dick wet.
liaised with the insurers, and they were like, here's some data with fighting without, because they were getting pressured from the insurance companies to ban fighting. And after one season, the insurers went, do you know what? Let them fight each other. It's actually less
Bring it
dangerous.
back. It's safer. Yeah.
Yeah, it's safer. But if you're wielding your stick around and slashing people in the face, that's not a fight. That is you losing your jibs and the insurance company going, we're not dealing with this anymore. Either everyone wears cages or you don't get insured.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference
And
between an accidental high stick that happens once in a blue moon. It's been, touch wood, it will be just as long, but it's been about 10 8 to 10 years since I last got my face stitched up.
yeah, there you go.
Like,
That's not bad.
yeah,
Take
it's not
that.
bad going. Like, I've had a few cuts and stuff, but nothing too bad. But that's accidental, right? Like, some guys go their entire careers without. Some guys go a few weeks without.
Yeah,
And you're
I
like,
used to get stuck in the face. And a lot of mine though would be like when you're on the PP, you
yeah,
stood in front and the D man's like, fuck you, get try just do anything just to get you out of the front of the net. Like at no point are they going, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stick him in the face. It's just a battle, you know. My arms come up, their arms come up. You turn the
yeah,
shoulder the wrong way, you turn into the play the wrong way. You're trying not to get hit in the face with a D man hitting one tees on the point. Like, you get hit in the face, but the difference is that is accidental. What we saw there was, and I hate to use it, but it's just assault at this point.
yeah,
Like it's just an assault. Like it's not a hockey play. It's a chicken shit gutless play. And the thing that we've been talking about all week and about these incidents, we have a built-in mechanism. If you are fucking pissed off with someone from the other team, you can drop your gloves, you can take your helmets off, you can go to center ice, and you can punch seven bells of shit out of each other. And then chances are you can go in the bar and have a brew. Right? And what could have been a catastrophic incident is settled with a good old fashioned 5 minute rest in the penalty box after you've had a little dust up. So I just urge you boys, it's great content for us on the selfish point of view. Like get them mitts dropped, fellas. Like we saw
arguably, the slashing each other is better content for your numbers.
it is 1.1
But
million views said so, probably.
but you probably don't want that.
No, I don't want
They're
that.
great
No.
numbers, but like they're not going to be any numbers when there's no insurance left.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. So and the thing is, I know a lot of Ice Hockey UK, EIH, and SIH people watch this podcast. I know because I talk to them, and they talk to me about some of the things that I've said in it. You'll notice a trending thing this week because I've got 7 interviews lined up this week. And I'm going to discuss with 7 people from 7 different leagues, walks of life, whatever it may be, about these incidents. And so far, I am about 40% of my way through the week, and everybody's saying the same thing. So if we're all saying the same thing by the end of the week, that would tell you like 100% of the people are saying the same fucking thing. So that just means drop the unwilling combatant rule, keep being severe on these stick penalties, introduce video like learning for everybody, make sure we stay insured. But like,
Yeah.
there's things that we can do that it tends to be agreed upon by us all. That's a smart move,
There's
and I think.
I'm not going
Sorry,
to
mate.
name any
No.
names because it's unfair on those still in the game. But I've had referees, former and current, referees and linesmen say to me like how much they hate the rule, the unwilling combatant rule, because
Oh, yeah,
they're obviously reviewed for their performance and they have to follow the rules that are given to them. But I'm sorry if you chop someone around their face with your stick,
you're a willing
you're a
combatant.
willing combatant. It doesn't matter if it's the recipient or someone else that steps in and drops the gloves and dummies you. You've made yourself a willing combatant by chopping them in the face with a stick, or a
Or
hit from
headbutting
behind,
them. Or, yeah,
or butt ending them, or spearing them, or
yeah.
whatever it is. If you've
Breaking the
made a
rules,
major
basically.
infraction, you have become a willing combatant.
I agree. Yeah, like that's it, and it doesn't necessarily. I'm not saying you're a willing combatant. If you go out and line a guy up with a beautiful body check, and you catch him with their head up their ass, cutting through the middle, and then he jumps you, and you don't want to fight him, fair enough. Maybe one of your teammates step in and take that fight, but that's a legal hockey play.
Yeah,
If you trip someone up and they don't go headfirst into the goal, if you just trip someone up center ice and they get up and they dummy you, probably not. But if we are talking spearing, high sticking, cross check to the face, a punch, whatever, like that kind of breaking the rules at that end of the game, then you're a fucking winning combatant. Like the goalie
yeah.
headbutts Brandon Miles. Brandon dummies him, and Brandon gets 3 games for fighting an unwilling combatant. The goalie gets 2 games for a headbutt. A video that I haven't shared yet. I've got it. I've got it teed up, ready to go. I don't remember if I put this in the captain's chat or not. But it's Mackenzie Parsons playing for Bristol, Adam West playing for Oxford Rising Stars, and they're pulling on the play. Puck goes dead. Mackenzie skates away from the goal. Westy skates in from the blue line, and Westy cross checks Mackenzie in the face. Mackenzie drops his gloves. Westy tails. Kens gives him a few. He gets 3 games for fighting an unwilling combatant. Wesley doesn't get anything for the cross check to the face. I'm like, what are you doing? Like that can't happen. It just can't happen. We got the other one where Isaac Merry swings a stick in the Spitfires against Thunder game. Lucky he missed, because if he didn't miss, that's 20 games
Swing and a
again.
miss.
So yeah, swing and a miss. But it was
But like
that was
there's also a rule that um is if you do it with the intent of doing it. Because I remember years ago, I can't remember who I was playing for. I think it was Harringay. We were playing against Streatham, and one of their face cages tried to headbutt me. He missed, but the referee called attempted headbutt. Barry Spores, the coach at the time, came up to me and he's like, Bandy, tell me straight, did he try and headbutt you or did it just look bad? And I was like, no, he tried to headbutt me and I moved out of the way. And he goes, right, kid's off my team. Dealt with, right? But attempting to slash someone like that, especially after all the stuff that's just happened recently, like it reminds me of I've been getting right into true crime documentaries and stuff like that recently, like what Monsters or Monster on
yeah, yeah, brilliant.
Unreal, and now I'm into Mindhunter. But it's almost
Oh,
like,
so good.
is this starting to like set a precedent of like the mindset of wanting to be, I don't know. Anyway, we could go down
But
an
well,
absolute
I'll tell you
conspiracy
what
rabbit
though.
hole there.
Well, it is no conspiracy. Eventually, teams are going to get sick of it, and they're going to call fucking idiots up like me and say, "What? Do you want 500 quid a week to come and fucking play ENL 2?"
Yeah,
So there's plenty of guys like me. I'm not playing that league right-handed. Like it's guys, teams are going to get fed up with it. Like Karen Ferris is probably going to be the number one target of every team in the NIHL two South next year because that boy is willing to just go at the drop of a hat for his teammates. And
He can bang some points in as
yeah,
well.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but there is going to be that situation if this does keep getting out of control. There's a lot of boys that could still play the game that could come in at that NIHL one, NIHL two level, and you don't want it to go back the way of the enforcer, the out and out guy. But teams will start taking account for themselves. They will start looking after their players, and don't be surprised if you start seeing it happening.
Yeah.
Like we're already seeing it. Like fighting's back up in the NHL, fighting's back up in the AHL, fighting's back up in the coast. Like follow Battered and Bruised podcast, and there's a. I will tell you, folks, there's a couple of really good
Coast
East
battles.
Coast ones. Your coast battles, yeah.
Yeah.
Like the East Coast is fucking wild again right now, by the way,
I
and I'm
know.
here for it. And there's like some legitimate. Oh, did you see the Nico Blatchman one, where he's in a yellow jersey and he's got the guy on the ice and he's just speed bagging him, and then he switches and everyone's like, oh my god, he should be this and he should be that. The player he attacked had went knee on knee with two of his teammates in that game. That's a bit you don't see from the clip. And this is what we
Yeah.
talk about self-policing. This is what if you're going to knee two of our top forwards on their knees, potentially do their ACL, MCL, tendons, ligaments, fucking everything in between, and the other team has someone like Nico Blatchman on the other side, guess what? You're gonna pay the piper. And guess what? The code goes out the bloody window. This is what I
Yeah.
was saying, and like these incidents that we've seen, there is no code. The code is done. Like if I come out to challenge you after that and you turtle, that's on you, I'm afraid.
Yeah,
Like,
we were literally talking about this the other day when I was driving to practice. If you
yeah,
if you've broken the code, there is no code.
yeah, right, exactly. It's
Like, if
it's
I go and
gone.
chop
Like
someone around the head with my stick,
code's out the window.
yeah, I'm expecting to get jumped.
Like, and the code goes down to like silly things, like Grant McPherson chucking a beer on Pisey and Cov, and then knowing next year, first time they play, like
Yeah,
they're gonna have to go. But then Pisey being Pisey, the first game was in MK, wasn't it? He's like, no, you have to wait to Sheffield. It's like, oh, Christ, like fucking great. I've got to think about this for another 6 weeks. It's just Pisey, just king of the mind games, like, but like if you're going to throw a beer on someone while they're playing, while you're on the stands, and then you got to play against them, sorry, you're going to have to go. If you chop someone in the face and the other team have a tough guy, sorry, you're gonna have to go. Like it's just the way it is. But it was interesting to see everyone screaming at Nico for that, and it was just like, if I'm his coach, you go give him a fucking tap on the back. Got any ice pack there for your hand, buddy? Because you want that guy. You want that guy in the team who's
if
looking
that was
after
the
your
KHL,
teammates.
there'd be a duffel bag of money in your stall.
Yeah, an AK-47 and a fucking big wad of cash. But it's just looking after the team. Let's talk about something that is not boys chopping each other in the faces with hockey sticks. So you're 3 games in. You said you're on a bye weekend this weekend. What does the rest of the year look like for you boys? So obviously do you have a Christmas break as well?
Yeah, we've got a beauty of a Christmas break. We have the whole of December off.
Oh,
So
wouldn't it like?
yeah, a full month off. So I think we play 27th of November or whatever that Saturday is. And then we're back at it first weekend of January. So
Yeah, that's nice.
nice little bit of time off. And then we got a couple of bye weekends. We only play 16 games in D3. So
How many practices a week? One, two,
3.
three.
Yeah.
So you get better at hockey then?
Uh, I actually think I am.
Well, you should. If you're not playing Matt. So I had my Flyers coach Jamie Russell, and he talked about 'cause he spent 20 years in the NCAA, like coaching, like fucking legit. He's like, you practice double what you play. You play Friday, Saturday, and you practice Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Like you skate 4 times. He was like, this is why these guys are developing so much. practicing an hour and 15 minutes every day on ice, 45 minutes twice a week skill sessions, two heavy gym sessions. Like, and then because you got like a less of a schedule than what maybe a major junior or a professional league is having, you're actually giving the body a little bit of time to heal. You're letting some of these lads grow into their shape. Like you see some 18-year-old lads go to NCAA, and then you see them when they leave when they're 22, and they're like fucking 35 kilos heavier, and like
Yeah.
just absolute weapons. And it's interesting that France do the same. Like, if you're even at that level, training 3 times a week, you must be as fit as you've ever been as well.
Uh, yeah, pretty fit.
That's good. Like skating that amount is it's good for you. Like, and I don't mean like go for a run fit. I mean like skating fit. Skating fit's
Yeah.
so different. You know when you take like 9 weeks, 10 weeks off in the summer, and you come back in September, you do like one hot lap, and you go, it doesn't matter if you've been running, riding the bike, fucking doing triathlons, it it boxing, kickboxing, MMA, whatever you've been doing in the off season, it doesn't translate into fucking ice hockey skating and ice hockey playing. It's such a weird energy system to be using. Like,
Yeah, it's like it's anaerobic, but it's also aerobic.
yeah,
And
so you can't practice for it.
yeah, you got to build those type 2A muscle fibers.
Well, yeah, fast twitch and also be able to have the lung capacity of a distance runner at the same time. It's the most bizarre thing. What I did want to talk to you about, briefly touched on it at the start. Our boy Sammy Tavernier is playing in Angers this year, and he has started like a bat out of hell. 6 games, 5 goals, 9 apples, 14 points. How are you? What a start from our boy Sammy.
Yeah, I skated with him in the summer, and he takes like
Still a
summer
sick joke.
skate seriously. He takes his like health and fitness seriously. He trains like an absolute dog through the summer. But yeah, he's just come in on an absolute heater. He's really hit his prime, hit his stride in that league. Because he was captain of Merrimack College, and then got one game in the A, and then COVID hit and cancelled it, and that kind of scuppered his North American dreams a little bit there. And then I think he played in Finland because they didn't really lock down. And he's played
Yeah, he
for
went from
Finland.
Chamonix to Kalpa in Liga, and he was in Liga for 4 years, and that league is legit.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he played in the Davos
Spengler Cup.
thing,
Yeah,
Spengler Cup.
Spengler
Yeah,
Cup. I was just looking at here. Played 3 games in 23-24 in the Spengler Cup for Kalpa, and that's one of my favourite times of the year. And if it wasn't so expensive, I would love to take road trip in there. So if you are watching and you have seen
Davos
that our
is
reach,
the most expensive place in the world.
yeah, I'm just gonna. I haven't preached for a sponsor for a very long time, but I also haven't had 5.5 million views on a Facebook page in 28 days before. So if you are a company that does have a bit of sheet and you do fancy sponsoring a podcast for the next 2-3 months here, including funding a trip to Davos, we will bring you business. We have an astronomical amount of views. The followers are growing at a crazy rate. I think road tripping in Davos for the Spengler Cup might be the ultimate goal, more so than going to a Stanley Cup game.
I'm not sure about the Stanley Cup part, but
No, I'm not saying like game seven of the finals. Obviously, that would be better. But if I could take like a round one second game in the Stanley Cup or go to the Spengler Cup in Davos, I'm going to the Spengler Cup in Davos.
oh yeah, 100%.
And it's at Christmas and it looks beautiful and everyone's fucking rich and hot and fucking.
Yeah,
It's just
snow-covered
a time.
mountains, and that barn's insane as well.
It's such a cool barn. It's definitely bucket list stuff. And just obviously Sammy's just come out, and I was looking at his stats here as well, which I hadn't seen because for some reason when I do Elite Prospects, I forget they sometimes put like the cups and stuff below, and I just never scan that far down. But his cup stats in the French Cup last year, 5 games, 8 goals, 4 assists. All right, it's pretty good. Look,
Yeah.
8 goals in 5 games. What a clip, right? But his projected stats in the Magnus this year are a fucking joke. His projected stats are 40 games, 33 goals, and 60 apples for 93 points. Now, if he can put 75% of those numbers up, he's had himself a year.
Yeah.
And it also goes to show like how good that, because that Magnus League's pretty decent, right? But it
Yeah.
goes to show how good that Liga really is because he had five plus two in 42 games last year.
Yeah.
Like, this is what some fans that have maybe never ventured outside of the UK. You don't really know how good these leagues are. Like, I can't explain to you like what watching the Dell or the Czech Extra Liga or the SHO is actually like. It's fucking wild how good these boys are.
Yeah. Like skating with Sammy in the summer. The wildest part was like how quickly he gets up to top speed. Like his skating's insane. But his shot, just
Release.
like his release is so quick and it's so hard. It hurts through shin pads. Trust me on that one. Source, trust me, bro.
Yeah.
But just the way he can just whip that park and just snipe it just so quickly, it's insane. And he's just so strong on his feet as well.
I wanted to talk to you about. Remember, we had another one of the lads that played over in France that played for Morsing. Was it Ben?
Ben, Ben,
Yeah.
yeah,
Where
he's
is
in
he?
Manchester this season.
That's why I couldn't find him. Yeah. Oh, I was trying to figure out where he was doing. You still keeping any sort of contact with him?
Yeah, yeah, still chatting with him. Again, like we
Oh,
skated together over the summer. Um, he dropped the mitts the other day, actually.
boy.
Yeah, I don't know what happened beforehand, but clearly got irked by the guy, dropped the gloves and just dummied him.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the UK, that would have been unwilling combatant. Let's
Oh,
put
so he
it that
jumped in then, yeah.
way. But they were face to face. The guy saw it coming. He had his jersey tie down on. So like, if you're gonna tussle and not fight, what's the point in having a fucking tie down?
Tying down.
Yeah,
And also, a tie down's not helping you if you turtle. You want to be coming out of your jersey. Someone calls you and you turtle. Do you want to come out of that jersey and be out? Now you're just inside. You know that wit against whoever it was. He's just like he's inside it. Yeah. Now you're
yeah,
just getting
just the
fed.
helmet on top.
Yeah. What I did want to talk to you about actually, I remember our conversation with Ben, and we talked about his kid brother and like he was going to be good. And obviously, it's been like probably 4 years since we had Ben on. I was just pulled his brother's stats up, Jamie. Last year, he played 33 games for Angers in the Magnus, 3+2, 5 points in 33 games this year. Still with the same team, 1+3 for 4 points. He played for France under 20s in the U20s last year. Sorry,
Defenseman of the
just
tournament.
yeah. Oh, did he? Nice.
Yeah,
So shout out to those boys. You know, a bit of a British heritage as well.
yeah, yeah. Jamie's been doing all right at Anglet. He's he played in the USPHL. Was it Elite or
Premier.
Premier?
Elite,
Premier.
yeah, one of them. I've just got off his profile now,
I
but
forget which order they go in. I know it's NCDC is the top one, and then the others I'm not sure on. But yeah, he's been playing like U20s. I think he played one game D3 last season,
yeah,
and
he
then
did.
the rest was Magnus. So he's gone to a system, and he went there because they had U20s, D3, D2, Magnus, all of that. So there was opportunities for him across the spectrum, but he's really just cemented himself into the Magnus League roster. So
That's awesome.
he's on the ice every single day. He's just improving massively. He's young as
Have
well.
you? Yeah, he's like 20 years old, still a kid.
Yeah,
So he could end up having like a solid 10, 12, 15 year career in the Magnus, or he could go elsewhere.
yeah, exactly. Because just looping back to Sammy, he wants to play 2 years in Magnus so he can play for France. So he played
Oh,
juniors
nice.
for Finland. He's got French dad, Finnish mum. But he wants to play for Team France. And I think he's probably a shoe-in if he keeps up these numbers.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that he's probably going to make that roster on opening night on the day that he is allowed to be there. Like you're getting him straight in the mix. He's obviously a game changer at that level.
Oh, 100%. But it'd be interesting to see, like, once he qualifies for Team France, does he stay in France or does he go back elsewhere?
Gosh, I don't know. I guess if Liga comes calling, or the SHL come calling, or the Dell come calling, then it's adios France and hello to one of those three leagues. If the Elite League comes calling, it's probably a bit of a sideways move. Maybe he does, maybe he doesn't. Maybe he goes on and plays a couple of seasons for France at the World Championships levels and another AHL because he's still only like late 20s. He's not very old.
I'll still class him as mid-20s. I think he's 27.
Let's let's have a look. Yeah, got it right here. He is 28. So
Yeah.
yeah, even by that stage, like even after a couple of years, he'd be 30. Like, and if he's putting up numbers like that and his career is progressing the way it is, then you kind of he's got a high ceiling. I know we're going to wrap up just shortly here. What have you been making of the UK game? You've been following it at all? You keeping up to date or?
Yeah, we're following it a little bit more so the Elite League actually, which is weird for me. Just because the Five Flyers and their social media is just so different, like visually to any other team. It's kind of caught my attention quite a bit.
I've liked it this year.
Yeah, they're doing well. I thought they were going to be a dumpster fire, but they're doing all right. Um, but yeah, that league is just getting better and better.
Yeah,
I do think it's getting to the point now where the homegrown talent is solid. There needs to be more opportunities for British players coming up. So I think they need to reduce the imports, even just by one for the next 5 years, and then by another one for 5 years, and then the British talent pool gets better and better.
yeah.
Because if you look at the top leagues across the world and how many imports are allowed, and then look at who's performing the best in the World Championships and the Olympics, etc. I mean, we can ignore the NHL because you can have as many as you want, but Canada's and the US are just fucking good at hockey. But France, in the Magnus League, I think you're allowed 8 or 9 imports, and the rest are French.
Okay. A lot of French kids.
They're not doing too bad. The Dell, I'm sure, has import limits.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, and Germany are
And the
pretty good at
Del
hockey.
2 more so, Oberliga more so, like
Yeah,
as you get down the
Swiss
leagues.
NLA, 8 imports.
That's like, yeah.
And
Like some of
Switzerland
those
are
Swiss
pretty
kids
good at hockey.
when I went to watch Bern against Zug,
Yeah,
it's just like two 17-year-old Swiss kids. I remember texting Mark on the day. I was like, these kids are both getting fucking drafted next year, 100%. Like,
yeah.
and one of them went like 47th, the other one went like 56th or something like that. Like 17-year-olds that arguably that 17-year-old kid that went the higher of the two, he would have been at 17 top three defenseman in the elite league.
Yeah.
This is what caliber of player we're talking here, and it's interesting to see if that import level is to go back down. When it goes back down, I think if anything, we're probably looking at it going the other way at the moment because a lot of these guys have zero interest in stepping up to the elite league. And it's since we've started this pod bandy fucking 2019, we've always talked about how do you get the guys to step from the EPL, how do you get from the guys to step from the national. You got to pay them accordingly, and when they're
Hold your
making
hands in pocket.
450 a
It's a
week,
full-time job.
yeah, when they're making 450 a week to play in NIHL, and then they're also working on the tools Monday to Friday and making more, they're making like 1,500 quid a week or whatever it is. It's going to be very difficult to get them to come and go do a full time job for like £325 a week. They're just no one's taking that pay cut.
No, and it's a full-time schedule. Like you're practicing at 10 a.m. in
Yeah,
the middle of the day. You're
yeah.
practicing
So
5 days a week.
then you've probably got gym and
Yeah,
probably skills now and stuff like that. Like the elite league clubs have got much better at having a bigger backroom staff. You've got video coaches, you've got strength coaches, you've got abundance of physios, you've got skill coaches, you've got skating
but you
coaches.
got to pay the brick.
You got to. And if you do, and you will, because I'm not being funny, boys, that National League's good, but the fucking Elite League's better. And if you can go up there and be playing in Sheffield Arena and playing in Belfast and playing in Nottingham, like
Yeah.
that's the shit. Like that is the shit.
Yeah.
And
And then
you're
look at Kirky. You can get opportunities abroad as well.
yeah. And how many others?
Yeah.
Dowdy's went over there. Robert Farmer went over there.
Okay.
Gumsy, Oki, Ben Bounds, Josh Tetlow, Hazeldine. Like, there's lots of guys that have gone over and had a go at it. So it's
Even just for the
it's
experience.
yeah,
Like just go
Yes.
and live away from
Yes.
England. Go and experience a different culture, a different town, like a different
Yes,
league.
there is.
See how teams operate and stuff. It's
I am home.
what's else I'm going to ask you before we came on? Actually, how many years have you been in France now?
6.
Does that make you a citizen? Does that like how does that work?
Um, so I could apply for citizenship,
And will
but
I
I
have
have
to
to
go
pass the
and
French
think about
speaking and written test.
Oh, so you fucked it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm hooped.
Is it still
From the
is your
1st of January,
French
the
got
level
any?
that you have to get to get your passport is going up as well. So I'm double
Yes,
hooped.
perfect.
Yeah,
Um,
double screwed. Yeah.
but I'll get another 5-year residency. Sorry, another
Let me
residency
just check
permit,
my
but this time for
figures.
10 years instead of
Yes.
5.
Okay, nice.
So I might learn some French in that time. Maybe in 15 years in France, I'll learn some.
Yeah, that'd be good to get it done, and then you can add to your Canadian and New Zealand passport.
Australian.
Nice.
Australian, yeah. So you just got all sorts of passport collections. You might as well add the French citizenship to it.
Yeah, my girlfriend's Swiss as well. So
Yeah, after
maybe we might have a Swiss one.
Just been pulling up to Heathrow with like 5 passports. Been like, yeah, which one would you like, sir?
What's on the menu today?
People are going to think you're a spy.
My girlfriend's brother the other day goes, so when you travel, which passport do you use? And I just turned around and went, depends on where I'm going. If I'm going to
Yeah,
Australia, I'm an Australian passport. If I'm going to Canada, I'm a
yeah,
Canadian one. And he was like,
yeah.
I feel really stupid now.
But like, so when I went to Prague the other day, it was the first day that they had when I was flying back from Prague, sorry, the biometrics going through customs control.
Yeah.
Mate, it was the worst thing ever. And then all the Czech lot are just going straight through here, like, you fucking see you, thanks for coming. Honestly, we made our flight like 1 minute. It was
My
chaos. I've never seen anything like it.
my French residency card seems to let me queue jump every airport in Europe that I've been to.
Oh, really? That's sick. That's legit. Need one of them. Right, Andy, it's been a pleasure.
As
Good
always.
to catch up.
Yeah,
Probably we'll be seeing you at the charity game once again.
I don't see why not.
Yeah. Well, I'm aiming for 2 next year, hoping to maybe get a little Sheffield one in as well, if our boy Jamie McElroy can hook me up some ice time.
That'd be good.
Yeah, it's good to spread it. But ladies and gents, this has been 4,000 counting. That's been Bandy, and we will see you for another episode very, very soon. Peace.
Cheers, Whitey. Bye.